Okay, folks, we're going deep today. Deep into the story of Aileen Wuornos.
The highway killer.
Yeah, exactly. The highway killer. It's a name everyone knows, right?
For sure. A story that really gets under your skin.
For this deep dive, we're using Season 2, Episode 6 of Starplay Studios Docuseries.
Oh, they always have such fascinating cases.
Yeah, if you're into true crime, you really got to give them a follow on social media, all the platforms. But back to Aileen. So 7 men, all shot dead in Florida between 89 and 90.
All right. Aileen Wuornos, she was working as a sex worker at the time.
Right, and she claimed self-defense.
Said each of the men had either raped her or tried to.
Yeah, but the question this episode asks is, well, is that really the whole story?
Right, because Wuornos' case, it brings up so many issues with our justice system, like how much weight do we give to the horrible things she did versus the horrible life she had? It's tough.
Yeah, for sure. And her childhood, wow, talk about a rough start. I mean, abandoned as a kid, forced into prostitution as a teenager, that's
almost unimaginable.
Yeah, and you start to wonder, could that level of trauma, could that mess someone up so bad that they just see the world differently?
Well, that's the thing, right? Understanding trauma is so crucial here. Not to excuse what she did, but to try to see how someone could get to that place. I mean, if your entire life is violence and exploitation, how do you even know what's a real threat anymore?
Yeah, makes you think, how can anyone develop normal coping skills, healthy ones, when they've never had safety or stability, never had a real home? Okay, so let's get into the actual crimes here. 7 men, all shot at close range. Wuornos said it was self-defense each time. She said they raped her or tried to, but the prosecution, they saw it very differently, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they painted her as a manipulator, someone who made up the self-defense story to cover up murder.
To get away with it, basically.
Exactly. They said she was cold-blooded, that she did it for the money, that she was robbing these men. They pointed to things in her story that didn't quite add up, and they said she was just using the rape accusations as a convenient excuse.
So we have these 2 totally opposite stories here. One is, she's the victim fighting back. The other is she's a stone-cold killer playing the system. And then on top of that, you've got this massive media frenzy around the whole thing.
It was a circus, total media circus. I mean, a female serial killer targeting men, that was unheard of back then, really hit a nerve, brought up anxieties about gender roles, violence, even the whole hitchhiking thing.
Yeah, was it even safe to pick someone up anymore?
Exactly, and it makes you wonder, would it have been the same if it was a man killing women? Would he have gotten the same kind of attention? Would people have been so quick to doubt his self-defense claims?
Tough to say, really, but I see your point. The case became like this focal point for so many debates about society, about everything. And ultimately, even though she insisted on self-defense, Wuornos was convicted on 6 out of the 7 murders, and she was given the death penalty. Ended up spending, over 10 years on death row before they executed her in 2002?
Which, of course, leads us right back to the whole capital punishment debate. Is it ever the right thing to do? Does it really stop crime, or is it just revenge disguised as justice? And Wuornos' case, well, it just adds another layer to all of that.
For sure. And, she's been gone for a while now, but people are still captivated by her story. I mean, look at all the books, the documentaries, even the movie Monster with Charlize Theron. That won her an Oscar, didn't it?
Yeah. I think it says something about why we're drawn to true crime. These stories, they force us to look at the darkest parts of humanity, but they also make us ask some big questions about the justice system, our own biases. What could make someone go so far?
Yeah. So where do we land with all this? We have this woman, she had a childhood full of trauma, committed these awful crimes, and now her story is still being debated. It's still making people think. It really makes you question your ideas of good and evil. Who's the victim and who's the villain?
It does. It really does. Makes you think. If Wuornos was on trial today, now that we know so much more about the effects of trauma, would it be different? Would people be more open to seeing how her past affected her choices? It's a question that sticks with you.
It really does. And hey, if you're looking for more stories that make you think, that keep you up at night, you got to check out Starplay Studio. They're doing some really incredible work.
Yeah, definitely worth a follow.
For sure. All right, that's it for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.
And keep asking questions.